Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy 4th of July. This is Ray Martinez with the Brownsville Royal Knights, and this is the Chess Show. So, guys, let's see who's here already. All right, cool. We're going to get some people in here in a little bit. And let's see what's going on with my. Oh, I see what's going on here. I am in the wrong one. I think I'm in the wrong one. I don't know. Here we go. Hey, how you doing, Clarissa? You doing all right? Cool deal. Let me check out this. We should be on this format, and I don't know why it's not. Oh, okay. Here we go. Super cool. And there we go. Cool. So this is Ray Martinez with the Royal Brownsville Royal Knights. And hey, how's it going? Juan Pablo, ¿cómo te va? How's it going? Good morning. So guys, we're gonna do some puzzles and maybe we'll do some other stuff and let's see what happens. All right, guys. So let me share a screen with you and let's start the show here. All right, so let me let me add this. Let me add to stage and here we go. We got a puzzle here, and this is. Let's see what you guys see here. You guys see. Give me some answers there, Juan Pablo, and all everybody else that's joining in. How's it going? Let's see. Let me send in some messages here, and boom. Okay lang. There you go. So cool. So what do you guys think? Give me the answer here. White to move. What do you think? Think about it. Think about it. See what we're gonna do here, huh? What do you guys think? Anything you see that in particular that catches your eye? Ah, there we go. We got a response, and obviously, yes, that is correct. What is the follow up, Juan Pablo? What is the follow up? What do you think here? All right. We're talking today about clearing attraction. I think it's attraction, right? I think it's attraction. Yes, I think it is. Yeah, it's attraction where we attract a piece to a certain square, or we get, and yeah, that is correct. That's the check, and then let's follow up with the checkmate. Good job. Good job. Good job on that one. Okay, let's do the next one here. Let's do another puzzle here. These puzzles are courtesy of Leeches. Daniel also said knight, and of course the queen to g7 was correct. All right, guys. So what do we see here? What black to move here? Black to move. Obviously, I guess maybe there was a check at some point with the bishop at h7. The king moved to c1. I mean, or c8. So what do you think in this case here? What is your answer? What do you think? What do you see? All right. What do we see here? Let me see if I can turn on this. There you go. And trying to turn on my YouTube channel should be on as well. You can see it on the Actitud y Pasión YouTube channel. All right. So what do you see, guys? Huh? What do you think? What do you guys? All right. Daniel says queen captures, or what is it? Bishop captures h2. All right, so let's go with that move. Yes, that is correct. We're sacrificing to expose the king to more checks. So what is the check that's coming up? What do you think? What do you think there? The check that's coming up. What do you think? Okay. All right, so the next check's coming up would be the check. Yeah. And both of you guys got it. Both of you guys got the answer there. And of course, after this, we got to create what I call a mate in one attack. And so, yes, obviously, the knight comes in with a mate in one attack, and the queen has to sacrifice, and you would totally win the game after that, because you got, well, you have more material. Plus, these three pawns, guys, are going to create a pawn storm, and they're going to become an extra piece on the board. So that's what you want to do. All right, good job on that one. Yeah, we solved it. All right, let's. What do you see here? White, no, black to move on this one. Black to move on this one here. What do you see here? And let's see. Got over here. Let me turn this one on. And let's see what's going on. Black to move. What do we see here? Let me turn the Brownsville Royal Knight page on. It's live there as well. Yeah, here we go. Good. And there we go. It is live now. Well, at least it is. It was, but now it is for sure. All right. So what do we see here? What do you think? All right. That one just went on. What do you see here? Daniel says H4. So let's say, ooh, H4. No. I meant G4. Okay, yeah, there you go. So G4, and both of you said that's a discovery. And now what's the move here? So this one's easy, right? So whenever you have two rooks, you want to think of two rook checkmate, right? So the move probably right here, and he goes there, and we wish you could go there, but what is the move here? What can we do? Well, we pretty much have the game here, right? Pretty much. We're still short. Yeah, just this rook over, right? This rook over, and that's not right. Perhaps this one. No. We wish you could go here, but we can't. So what's the move? Think about it. H6. H6 would be the move because he's got to move here, right? And then we can capture. Is it? Sometimes you got to look at the best move, right? You got to look at not so much the checkmate, but maybe I can win material. Maybe I can win material. And let's review that one again. Yeah, obviously, the move was here to clear, right? Attract. Boom. There we go. He moves here, and we're not going to get a checkmate, guys. So we think about it, but we're not going to get a checkmate. But we always look at the unprotected piece. This piece is unprotected. This rook's unprotected. So hey, we create a skewer. You know, it doesn't matter where he goes. We get a free rook. Does that make sense? So you got to look at tactics all the time. Sometimes we're too involved with trying to get the checkmate that we miss. We miss the checkmate. Does that make sense? All right. What's the move here? What do you guys see here? What do you guys see here? What do you think? Oh, there it is. And the possible show is on. I can see it on Actitud y Pasión. All right, so what's going on here? You say, we did that one. All right, come on. What's the move here? White to move. White to move. You said H6. Yeah, H6 is fine. Why? Because that gives us a diagonal to the king. And obviously that is the checkmate. The king can't go here. The king can't go here because of the bishop, and the king can't retreat. So sometimes it's just a clearing sacrifice. You know, attract the king to a square. You know, we're controlling these three squares. It'd be really easy just to trade queens. You know, it would be easy to trade queens, but you know that's the thing. And this is what I was talking about. We need to take our time and look for the best move, and the best move is just push the pawn because that attracts the king to a square we want him to go, opening up this diagonal so that the queen can march right in. And so the queen does creates the check, and in this case also creates the checkmate. If there wasn't a checkmate, then we could continue with the king hunt. But it all starts with an attractive sacrifice. That makes sense? All right, let's go to the next one. Boop. All right, so what do we see here? We're talking today this morning about attraction. You know, attraction sacrifices or pushing a piece to a certain square. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So what do you see here? White to move. White to move. What is the move here? Again, here you're going to win a piece, right? Here you're going to win a piece. So what is it that you see in this position here? What do you see in this position? What do you think? Yes, capture the f4 pawn check. King captures. Now, the king wants to capture the rook, right? The queen wants to capture the rook. Yeah, e captures f4. So here we create distance between the king and the rook, right? So, well, we could do check. We could do check, but why sacrifice? Why sacrifice? Right? Why sacrifice? Uh, there's is it going there? Yeah, who is sacrifice? Daniel says instead, just go check because you're controlling here and you're controlling there. The king can't go to either square, and so here you just capture. He captures, and no big deal. Does that make sense? No big deal. You can push this pawn, and even if he goes here, you have this, and so maybe he captures there, and of course the king captures, and you're okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. And Daniel says, yeah, capture there. Does that make sense? So here, the pawn was correct from both of you. Capture. This controls this, right? But then he captures here, and he's got a pass here, a pass pawn. So black goes on to win this end game. Black totally wins this end game. So the idea here is this was correct, but then this is the winning move right here because the king can't go there because of the pawn, and the king can't go there because of the king. So the rook has to just move out of the way, and but you still get him. That makes sense. You still get him. Then you push the pawn to move the king here. If he moves, well, if he moves there, you still push the pawn, because if he captures, then you capture, and you're okay. He goes here, you go there. It doesn't matter here. Does that make sense? You're a okay. Boom, there, stopping, and you're okay. Super cool. All right, so there we go. Good try though. Good answer. All right, white to move. What is the move here? White to move. What do you think? White to move in this case. It's white to move. Look at the board. Now, always think of checkmate patterns. That makes sense. Think of checkmate patterns. Let me give you a clue here. Think Anastasia mate. Yeah, there you go, Daniel. That's the move. Daniel says capture, sacrifice the rook. The rook goes check. The king cannot move anywhere. So he's got to capture the rook. In comes the queen for the checkmate. Check, check, the little pawn's taking care of this, and checkmate. Yeah, yeah, I know what you meant. The queen couldn't capture at h7. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's true. That makes sense. So yeah, we sacrifice the rook to expose the king to a line. Does that make sense? Now, on that line, what piece can get on that line? Well, the bishop can get on that line, but that doesn't do anything. So the best move is get the queen on that line. So we get the queen on that line, and we're controlling this whole thing. And then, of course, the little pawn's controlling this square, and we're totally controlling all the squares, including the king for the checkmate. So again, this is what I mean, this is really the way you gotta understand it. Where a sacrifice opens up, a sacrifice opens up a line, attraction, or it sends a piece to a square you want the king to go to, or you want the piece to go to. Attraction. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. What's the move here? There's a check. What do you think is the best move here? Okay. Whenever there's a knight in the board, the knight's in the middle of the board, always think fork. Always think fork and see what you can do when it's that. What do you think here? Hey Vanessa, how's it going? Good morning. I'm glad you're there. I'll be at the mall if you want to drop by and play some games today. uh, so let's see what's going on. What do you guys think? All right. Hey, Shawnee. Shawnee's watching us. I don't. You drop in a comment, Shawnee, and let us know what you're up to today. Happy 4th of July. So, Queen said, Daniel says, Queen captures the queen. Yes, I agree. Because after this, The knight does this magic, his favorite move, creating the fork, and there we go. If he attacks, no big deal. We just run away. Wherever. Doesn't matter. We could even, well, let me ask you this. Would this be a good move? Would that be a good move? Excuse me. Would that be a good move? No. No. The better move would be this one. Check. Right? Check. Protect. The rook's controlling here. He's got to go here. And, you can maybe even go. Let's say I would go here and this guy goes there. What is Black's best move here? What do you think? What would be Black's best move in this position? Let's see who can get it. Who can get this one? Black's best move in this position. I wonder if it works. Well, actually, I don't, it might not work because this guy has 2 pawns. So here you probably have to capture the pawn, and if maybe he goes here, then maybe you go there. This guy pushes. All right, now what would be the best move? Now you have definitely win. What do you think here? What would be the win here? Yeah, the rook to c1, definitely. Well, the rook. Are you sure? C1, C1's here, Daniel. I don't know how I can get a rook there. What do you think here? Yeah. You're talking about the earlier. Yeah. Hold on. I moved this guy to the wrong square. Yeah, this guy, he moves here, right? Maybe he pushes, and then rook to c1. Yeah. And of course, he captures, and we create the fork. And there we go. He pushes, we go check. He goes here, and we simply go there. And of course, we can go here. He can come in, and the king starts doing its magic, right? Maybe he goes here, we just come back. He goes here, we can dance all day long, right? Does that make sense? And so we could take it like that, and it take a little bit, but you can get him. All right. So what's the move here? White to move. What is the move here? White to move. What do you see here? This is another interesting. We want to attract a piece to a key square. Attract a piece to its key square. Now, remember, you have a knight there. You have a knight, right? And let's see what you can do. What do you think? Attract a piece to a key square. What do you see, guys? What is it that you see here? What is the move? No. The knight captures the knight is not correct. Sorry. Not correct. Eventually, maybe, but not yet. Not yet. Think about it. This is one we do all the time. This one we do all the time here, right? Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Alrighty. So what do you think here? Attract. Yes. La torre a 8. Yeah. Rook to 8-1, followed by, here we go. Does that make sense? And that's the move. That's the move right there. And of course, then we capture. Look at this. Whenever there's a knight, guys, whenever there's a knight on the board, right? Whenever there's a knight on the board, always think fork. Always think of forks. Whenever there's a knight on the board. Does that make sense? So the idea is sacrifice the rook to attract the king to a key square where you can create the royal fork. That makes sense, where you can create the royal fork. King moves wherever, and you go on to win the game. This pawn's taking care of that pawn, and this pawn's taking care of this pawn, and these 3 pawns. Well, hey, you got 2, so you got 3, so 1 extra. King's going to come to the middle to capture this pawn, and of course the knight's going to probably sacrifice himself for 2 pawns, and the game is over. And that's how easy you got to think. A position like this is how you got to think about it. Okay, look at the pawn structure. You go, okay, no problem. If the pawn gets here, I capture. No problem. The pawn gets here, I capture. Pawn gets here, well, maybe I protect or maybe I capture, whatever. But no pawn can get past your pawns. So you're cool. So what do? We march our king to the middle of the board, wherever that may be. You know, he might go this way. But eventually he wants to get to one of these three squares and then further up. The knight, of course, might sacrifice himself for one or two rooks. I don't know. Let's play a little bit about this. All right. So obviously the move, let's say this king moves here. Let's say he plays good. All right. Obviously king moves up. He goes here. Maybe we go there. Let's say he goes here. Wow, we don't have to do anything. King just moves up. Pawn. Ooh, pawn can't move. See? Maybe king goes here. Or no, no, better yet, I think you probably go here, right? So I don't know. He can't. You see, he's in 6-1 already. Right off the bat, he's in 6-1. So he's got to go there. Oh, look at that. Mighty, mighty knight. Ooh, otra vez. He goes here. So what do we do here? Folks, we can go there. We can go check. Or better yet, push the pawn. And this guy maybe pushes. What do we do here? Well, you have a pass pawn. If he goes here, what do we do? Well, just keep pushing the pawn, right? I guess. He goes here, what do we do? Can we push the pawn? Yes, because if he takes it, boom, we're a step ahead. And this is too easy. Does that make sense? Too easy, easy peasy. All right, next one. Órale. Black to move, black to move. Find the best move here. Black to move. Look at the board. Always look at the long range pieces and look at your checkmate patterns. Always look at the long range pieces and look at the checkmate patterns. Does that make sense? Look at the checkmate patterns here. All right. So what do we got? What do you see? What do you think here? Checkmate patterns. Checkmate patterns. Long range pieces. In fact, here you have a really cool move that you can make. Again, look at the unprotected piece and set up discoveries. Attraction. Does that make sense? Think about it. You get let me give you a hint here. You get a free queen. You get a free queen here. Free queen. Well, let's see what this is. Hey Crystal, how's it going? You doing okay? Bertha, how's it going? Good morning. Happy 4th of July. So what's the move here? Come on. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard. All right, yeah. H3, right? Or is that H3 the move? No, but that's one of them, Juan Pablo. That's one of the moves. H3 would be one of the moves. Yes. I think you said this one first, right? So this is correct. This is correct. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Comments are behind me here. So check, followed by here, he captures, followed by the free queen. Does that make sense? Cool deal? Yeah. Cool deal. So Juan Pablo, it giving me, yeah, actually, all you guys gave me the right answer, right? Followed by this and then followed by that. Yes. All right. Cool. Uh, it just seemed like when the comments came, they were out of order. But again, this is the move. Now you got two pieces, but you got a queen, so white still has a chance, right? White still has a chance. All right. Let's say, um, let's say the rook comes back here. What would be the follow up here? What would you do immediately? What would what would be the move you could do here? Black to move. Let's take this game to a win here. Black to move. You're pretty much winning, but you're still fighting a rook and you're fighting a knight, and he's got some pretty healthy pawns in there. So what can we do here? What do you think is the best move here? Or how can you pursue an attack here? Remember, the idea is to weaken the position. Guys, so not we don't so much go after the king, but we go after wherever he's weak. We attack the weak. So remember, where are we? Where are we? We're on the hold on. Remember, this is end game skills. You're in the end game. So in end game skills, it says, or at least my teaching for you guys, right? This is the way I teach you the end game is you get rid of the problems. So the problems are the knights and the rooks, right? The other thing we do is we attack the weak pawn. If we take away his weak pawns, of course, we're going to go to the next step, which is create a pass pawn. And once you create a pass pawn, then you protect it, you promote it, and you create the checkmate. But the number one thing you want to attack here in the end game is get rid of the problem. Does that make sense? These are the end game skills, right? So what do you think is the move here? What is the best move here? How do we follow up with this? What do you think? How do we follow up? What do you think here? How do we follow up with this attack? What would be the best move here? And it's not every single time it's your turn, it's not going to be a brilliant move. Sometimes it's just a move that leads to a better position. It's just the whole idea in chess is to improve your position with every move. Improve your position. Oh, Queen F8. All right. All right. Queen F8 here. Check. Well, check. He would go here, and then what do we do after that? Come on. Yeah. Queen to B2. Attack the weak pawn. You're attacking. It's a fork. You're attacking the pawn and you're attacking the rook. The rook's gonna move. More than likely, he's gonna move here. He's gonna move there. He's not gonna go up here, and he's not gonna go to any of these. The rook's not gonna go to any of these squares, and he's not gonna stay there because of this. And so the queen's gonna capture this pawn. Does that make sense? And then we can target this pawn, and we have a pass pawn. You have to attack where he's weak. So more than likely, he's going to go here. We capture this guy. Maybe this guy comes into this position for a possible check. What is the move here? What do you think? What can we do after this? Good job, Juan Pablo, on that move. What do you think is the move now? What do you think? Think about it. Think about the position here. Come on. Use that old brain, Get the thinking, start thinking. Okay, how am I going to end this game? Remember, again, we continue with end game skills all the way until you get the checkmate. You continue with end game skills. Get rid of your problem. Attack the weak pawn. Get rid of the problem. Attack the weak pawn. Once you create a pass pawn, then you continue with the final stage, which is protect, promote the pass pawn, and get the checkmate. But in the beginning, it's get rid of the problem, attack the weak pawn. Get rid of the problem, attack the weak pawn. Get rid of the problem, attack the weak pawn. That's the end game skills. All right, we have a move here. I meant King G8. All right. Yeah, King G8. Yeah, protect. Why? Because the king wants to come to the middle of the board. Does that make sense? Daniel says, move the queen to A3. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that too. We could do that. Yeah. We could even go here, So it just depends. I mean, we could do, which was what you say? That one, that's probably the best move. Now, if he attacks, then we go here. No, look, we're losing a pawn, dude. No, I disagree. This is the best move. We got to get rid of the checks, plus the king can now move out and protect this pawn. Now, it is protected right now. So he's got nowhere to go. He can go here, right? But remember what I say. Never bring the knights behind the pawns. You know. What would be the move here? Well, he's after this guy. He's after this guy. We have this line of the king. So, what do you think the move is here? Think about it. Think hard here. The knight's after this pawn. He's announced intentions of capturing the c7 pawn. We do have this golden open file. So, what do you think? Sometimes when your opponent makes a move, you allow him to make the move he wants to do, but you punish him for it. Does that make sense? You punish him for it. And so when Paulo says queen to b3, exactly, that's the move. The idea is you let him think, okay, if you capture mine, I capture yours, right? You're thinking, okay, if you capture mine, I capture yours. That's the thinking. That's not the move, though, but that's what you want him to think. Remember, this is a thinking game. It's your Bobby Fischer says, that. Oh, I mean, I just totally went off. Oh yeah, it's you outthink your opponent. And then that's not necessarily correct, but that's the idea. You outthink your opponent, right? It's brain versus brain, skill versus skill, thinking versus thinking. Does that make sense? So when he captures, then you go here and you create the fork. Does that make sense? You go there and you create the fork. And that's when people say, man, this dude's amazing. But really, you're just playing basic chess. And this is where the psychology of chess comes in, guys. And we talk about this. We talk about the psychology of chess all the time. So here, the guy announces he wants to capture. Does this make sense? He says, I want to capture his pawn. You say, well, I'm going to capture your knight and I'm going to capture the pawn. But you're really telling him, okay, capture my pawn, I capture your pawn, and maybe I get a pass pawn. He captures anyway. He's got nothing to lose. I mean, if he protects, hey, you just move to a better square. But he captures, you don't capture here. You go here for a fork. Every time the king is exposed, guys. Every time. Oh, let me go back. Every time the king is exposed, you want to think of how you can get on the lines and land on the squares of those lines to attack other pieces. So if this were the position, I would think, man, how do I get my queen here to attack? Does that make sense? That's what you want to be thinking when you're playing stuff like this, right? So obviously, you go here, he goes here, boom, you go there, and of course, maybe he moves here and you capture. All right, the rook takes the file. All right, what is your move here? What do you think here? Let's follow up this one. What do we say? So we're still with this. Get rid of your problem and attack the weak pawn. Get rid of your problem and attack the weak pawn. And also avoid any checks. So this is why the king here was great, because it's controlling these two squares. And the rook, look, the rook can only land here, here, and there. Everything else, this belongs to us. We're under control. We're under control. We're under control. So we're doing pretty good here. Queen to a3. Yeah, you probably mean queen to a5. Yeah, okay, queen to a5. That's pretty cool. That forces him to. Ooh, he can't go there. So let's say that forces him to go there. What is the move now? What do you think is the move here? What do you think is the move? Look at the board. Look where the king's at. I mean, look where the rook's at. Queen to f3. You mean c6, c3? You mean here to attack the rook? Maybe. Get more creative, Daniel. Get more creative. This is f3, guy. This is f3. The queen can't get here. You probably mean c3. Guys, you gotta learn the names of the squares without seeing any numbers. Does that make sense? Every square, remember, white. There's a white square on the right hand side, right? There's a white square on the right hand side. That's what creates the diagonal, the white diagonal that goes between the boards, right? And so if you're white, you start with ABC like you normally read it. And think about that way. And so if you're black, it's on the opposite side. It's ABC but backwards, you know. Or look at the king. What color is the king on? Or then you know the king's on the east, so you go either this way, you go higher, and you go this way, you go lower. You know, so obviously if the king's here, then it's going to be the A. Yeah. All right. So think of the move. Daniel says C3 attacking the rook, but I don't know. The rook's in a good square. I mean, at least for the rook's not doing anything. He's only protecting the pawn, and this pawn can block that pawn, so he's not doing anything. What do you think here? What would be the best move? Remember, the king's exposed to this line, possibly this line. So you gotta create here. You gotta create. What do you think is the move? Think about it. You want to attract the king to a square. If we were to attack the king, would he move here? Would he move there? Would he move back there? Here, 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 or there? What square would you want to move the king? Look at the colors. Just I talk a lot about the color of the squares. The rook is on a brown square in this case, or a dark square. So we could put the queen on the dark square or on a line that will attract a potential fork. The queen would be capturing the rook for free. So you got to make it happen. How do we make this happen? Huh? What do you think? How can we make this happen? Huh? What do you say? How do we say? What do you think? Andale. Give us the move. All right, guys. So share and follow, guys. Share and follow. Do this one all the time. So, guys, I'm gonna give you the move. I'm gonna say probably the check first, because where's this guy gonna move? If he moves here, we have this. Now, I'm not saying that might be the move. You know, he may see it and do something else. But that's the idea. That's how you create. Does that make sense? This is how you create. Now, Juan Pablo also says agrees with that. So let's say he goes here. No big deal. So maybe we push pawn. Uh, maybe we push this pawn to control that square. Maybe we go, yeah, or maybe we could just push this pawn so he captures. And look, he's got there. This guy will move here, right? Or because if he moves here, he totally loses. He totally loses to this, right? So he's got to maybe go here again. Oh, you still have this, and he's got problems. He's got problems. What's the move here? Well, we attack. Maybe he moves. Maybe he moves there. What's the move? Well, we push this guy, and we totally have a win here. Does that make sense? We totally have the win. So it's just the way you play it. Does that make sense? Again, it all started with this move. We created this, attacking here. He captures the free pawn because he didn't pay attention to the forks. He moves here, we capture, right? We capture. He moves there. We go after that. He goes here, and we got check in the middle. And this check is not just for a check; it's a good check. It's a centralizes the piece and it's controlling. Of course, the idea is for him to go there and then we can create again a fork. Does that make sense? Now, if he sees it and let's say he goes in this direction. All right, we force, he captures, boom, there we go. And look, we're attacking the skewer. So maybe he goes here. Oh my goodness, he fell for it again. Fork. Look at the power. Look at the power. Does that make sense? So he has to go. Oh, he fell for it again. Does that make sense? If you go here, oh, spear. Vámonos. He moves and we still capture. So no matter what he does, he's in trouble. So he's got to bring the rook here back. All right. And of course, we could just maybe we could go check, but hey, let's just capture the pawn and get rid of it. Let's say pawn pushes. Well, he exposes himself there. We go here, check. He moves here. We push the pawn. No, it's pass pawn. He pushes here. What's the move here? Well, we look at the square. We look at the square of the pawn. Is the king inside the square? Yes, the king is inside the square. So we don't have a problem with that. So what would be the move here? In this position, what would be the best move? What do you think? Think about it. What would be the best move? This, and again, you look at the square of this pawn, right? You look at the square of this pawn. So on this pawn, the king is outside the square. But he's got a rook. So remember remember what we say. Get rid of your problem, attack the weak pawn. Get rid of your problem, attack the weak pawn. That makes sense? All right, ¿qué dice? ¿Qué dice? King to f7. Yeah, okay. King to f7 is good, right? King to f7 is good. Because if he goes here, what is the move here now? If he goes here, what is the move? What do you think would be the move here in this case? Hey, ¿qué tal, grupo? What do you think? What is the move here? Are we winning? Are we winning? Yes. When you're winning, what do? Get rid of your problem. Again, it goes back to this. Get rid of your problem. Are you winning? Get rid of the problem. So, all right, Royal Knights, what's the move here? Yeah. Oh, you want to come back here to this move? No, that would be safe. This move would be safe. This move would be safe, right? But quite frankly, with two passed pawns, just capture, man. Just capture. He captures. What do? We can push. What? No, we don't push the pawn. We just go after him. He got to go here. We go here. He goes here. We push the pawn. And look at this. We created a square. The king has to go back here. We capture. The king has to go back here. What do? We move closer. King goes here. Not a problem. We just move up. He captures, pawn pushes. He goes here. Here we go. He goes there. There we go. He moves here. There we go. You don't have to move. All right, we move. If he moves, no problem. Right? Oh, there it is. Push the pawn with no check. He moves away, and then wham, checkmate. Knight move away, right? Forcing him maybe there. There we go into the check because you're controlling all the squares, right? Here, and he's got to go here, and then the knight move away from position, and there's the move. Checkmate. Does that make sense, guys? Super cool. All right, man. That was a puzzle. We got a lot of stuff out of that puzzle. Okay, last puzzle here probably. What do you think here? Oh no, we got a few more. So, white to move. Again, we're talking about attraction. Attract a piece to a square, right? It's a sacrifice. What do you think here would be the best move here? What do you think? What do you see would be the bestest move here? Huh? What do you see here? White to move. And We say the rook. Yeah, attractive. This one was easy. And of course, followed by checkmate. That's kind of like the very first puzzle we did this morning, right? Like the very first puzzle with this. And the idea here is, on the pieza. Okay, here you go. The idea here is to, this would be like a checkmate, but the idea is to borrow that square. You know, if you want to think it, if you want to think it this way, the queen wants to go here for the checkmate, right? The queen wants to go here with the checkmate. Is protected by the pawn, but the rook's in the way. So you say, hey, Mr. Rook, can I borrow that square? The rook says, sure, man. Let me get out of the way. You know what? Let me just eat this pawn. Boop, he eats it, and we get a checkmate. It's that simple. Does that make sense? Very good. All right, next one. All right. White, black to move here. Black to move. Look at everything that you have here. Oh, this is easy. Easy, 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 easy one. Easy one. What do you think here? This is an easy one. Or is it? What do you think here? Orale. What's the move? Think about it. Rook captures G2. All right, rook captures G2. All right, good. Now what's the move? Think about it. The rook captures G2 attracted the king to a certain colored square. And what did he do? He got into an open line. He got into a diagonal that's open, Daniel. He got into this open diagonal. You have a discovery. So the rooks are aiming at the queen target, and you have a check. He blocks, and now the rook can capture. However, that captures, no, that's probably not going to go this way. He's probably going to capture with this guy. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's there. That makes sense. And then you're cool. And you're cool. And then from here, do we capture the pawn? We can capture the pawn, right? Yeah, we should. I guess we can capture the pawn. We can probably push the pawn up. No, we should capture the pawn. And there we go. Or we can leave it alone. No, we'll probably capture the pawn. Rook captures. What can we do here? Unprotected, unprotected rook. So what can we do? We wish you could go here to capture, but we can't. We can't go here. We can't go there. We can't go there. So what can we do? Well, obviously, king advances, and the rook's got to go bye bye. Let's say the rook attacks this bishop. What is the move here? Well, where's the bishop want to go? He wants to get closer to the king. What is the move here? What do you guys see? Create a mate in one attack. How do we create a mate in one attack? Not that it's going to happen, but you just create a mate in one attack. Does that make sense? You create mate in one attacks. Cool. So the move is just move closer. I mean, you could go here too. That would be a free pawn. I think maybe this is a better move because that would be a free pawn. He can't do anything about it. You know, if the king moves closer, well, we still capture. Let's say this guy moves here. All right. So what is the move now? He will remember it's a queen versus three pieces, but you have a bishop. But now you have a pass pawn. So again, what do we do in the end game? We get rid of the problem. Number two, we attack the weak point. Number three, we create a pass pawn, and we just created the pass pawn. So now we're on this stage. We have to protect the pass pawn before we can promote it. We have to protect the pass pawn before we can promote it. So what would be White's best move here? What do you think? White's best move. I mean, Black's best move. It's Black's turn to move. What would be the move? And we got to protect this this pass pawn as well. What do you think? Best move. Best move. for for these guys? Huh? What do you see? What do you see here? Nada, nada, nada. Oh, you can move out of the way. You can move out of the way. You can push the pawn. You can push the pawn all the way, keeping the rook from these two squares. That's probably the move. I don't know. I mean, you attack, he's going to go here. You can go, well, you wish you could go there, but you can't. You could move the bishop so the pawn can move. And then you can move the queen here and attacking there. So, what do you think? Yeah, I would say probably push the pawn, right? Let's see. What do you guys see? Bishop e4. Órale, bishop e4 está bien, I guess. He goes check. Well, we simply go there. He goes here. What is the move here? What do you think? Probably run in there. Rook goes here. What's the move here? He captures, I capture, we capture. Ooh, problems. Problemas, right? So what's the move? Well, we have to protect with this, and we're cool. That makes sense? We're cool here. Maybe he pushes this pawn, or maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe he does this. We could probably even push the pawn, because now the queen can go to that square, attacking. Attacking over here. The bishop's protected now with the pawn, so it's no problem. If the rook takes, we'll go. Now, what if he does this? What's the first move here? Well, again, I said here he blocks. We go here, and he blocks over there. Oh, he cannot block. He cannot block, so he's got to move out of the way. Ooh, look at this. Boom, he goes here, and look at this. Boom, and we go here, and we wish we could go there, but we can't. So what's the move here? What can we do here? Can we do anything cool? We can't go here. We can't go there. We can go there. Right, we can go there. We can push the pawn. We can push the pawn because he goes here. Oh, look at this. Check with this. No, but they come out of nowhere. Right? Oh, let's see. He's got check, check. We captured. Nope, he doesn't get it. He can go here. No pasa nada. Does that make sense? So, if he goes there, what is the move here, guys? This is a challenging position. What is the move here? What do you think? He's got 3 pieces, and so it's still a hard game here. We have 1, 2, 3 passed pawns. 2 of these guys are together. You say queen to h5, check. Queen to h5 check is good. Queen h5 is good. He's got to move maybe there. But let's try to simplify the position. Let's see what we can do. Come on, think about it. Think about this position. And this is where you have to rely on your end game, guys. You have to rely on the end game here. So what do you think? How do you rely on your end game in this position? How do you show your strength? How do you show me that you know what you're doing? You know, this is where you go, where you take chess to the next level. Let's take chess to the next level. Again, look at the queening square. Well, this pawn's queening square is white. You have a white squared bishop. This queening square is blocked. So bishop goes to d5. Bishop cannot go to d5 though. What do you mean? Bishop here? I don't know what you mean by that move, Daniel. d5 is here, dude. I mean, you can move the white, but it's black's turn to move. Black to move. What do you see, Juan Pablo? You're thinking about a move here. This is a Royal Knight specials, guys. You guys should know this move, right? Daniel, you should know this. You should know this. This is stuff we talk about all the time in the end game. End game strategy here all the time. Knight to d5 again. I mean, knight d5, but the bishop can't go to d5. This is g5. The black bishop cannot go that square. That makes sense. The bishop cannot go to d5. So what are you thinking? What's the actual move? Black to move, Daniel. Black to move. Black's turn to move. All right, guys. I'll just give you the move. The move is queen captures the rook, because the bishop has to take back. You take here. He goes check. No problem. You just move, and this pawn's going to become a queen. Does that make sense? This pawn's going to become a queen, and so this guy can't go here to attack, so the king must do it, and you're going to go there. He's got problems. Maybe he goes there. You push pawn. Maybe again he's got to go there, and there it is. Does that make sense? There it is. And he can't get even close. This guy can't even get close. Whatever. Maybe he pushes here. Hey, vámonos. Queen. He goes here. There we go. He goes back here, and the pawn's gone. Oh, the king can't even get here. Look at this. Look at this amazing power. We can't even cross the line. Hey, Adriana, ¿qué pasa? ¿Cómo te va? Hey, you doing great? Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Adriana. Yeah, I'll call you later. But does that make sense, guys? Look at this position. Look at this position. This is a Royal Knight special, guys. Where was it? Where was it? Here we go. Yeah, that's the move right there. That's the position. You're fighting three pieces. You have a queen, sure, you have the strength, and you have a bishop, right? Now, bishop versus bishop of different colors tend to be draws. So you don't want to go that route. You don't want to go that route. Does that make sense? So you simplify the position. You make things easier for yourself. Don't make it harder. Okay? Rule in life, rule in chess. Simplify the position. In life, you simplify your position. Take the best way that you can go so that you can keep moving forward towards success, towards your goals. Simplify the position. Get rid of the distractions that are around you. Get rid of the bad relationship, the bad toxic things that are in your life. Simplify the position. All these lessons come from chess. That's why Bobby Fischer said chess is life. And the idea here is, let's get rid of this rook. The rook's causing me problems. Toxic. Get rid of it. Boom. He goes here. And it's over. The check. The king moves forward. The king moves with power. Let's say that happens. Well, we don't want to lose the bishop, so we just hide behind the mighty pawn. Maybe he goes here. Oh, look at this. And he's got to move. Oh, look at this. A lot faster. Oh, look at this. Queen. He captures. Vámonos. The pawn has to. Look at that. Hey, you become a queen. You gain your crown. You are successful. Why are you successful? Because you got rid of your problems. Remember? End game. Get rid of your problem. Get rid of your problems. Then you attack the weak pawn. But in this one, it's just mainly this one. Get rid of the problems. The pieces that are in your way, Destroy them. Get rid of them. So queen sacrifice. Bishop must take. Here. Whatever the move is. Boom. Now, that's my teaching. That's what I teach you guys. Right? Now, I wonder if the Indian would agree with me. Coach Ray's not crazy, guys. The Indian said yes. That's his power move. The Indian says capture the rook. I teach you pure chess theory, guys. There's the proof. The Indian agreed with Coach Ray. That makes sense? Let's follow through. Look at that. Ah, look at that. Oh, well, I went there. The Indian suggested this move. Yeah, yeah. You know what? To control the queen square. Okay, I'll give the Indian that move. But the main move, the Indian said, Mr. Ray is correct 100%. And that's what you want to do. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Alrighty, guys. So, how are we doing on time? We just went over a minute. I mean, over an hour. So, guys, have an amazing, what is it? Have an amazing 4th of July. And, okay, there you go. Have an amazing 4th of July. You know, pop your firecrackers and all that. Remember the remember to thank the soldier for their service, and those of you that have relatives or soldiers that are family members that have sacrificed for this amazing country. Hey, remember them and thank them and all that. And guys, respect the flag. Respect the flag. I always say that. What do I always say? Uh, you don't go to a family reunion and slap grandma. You don't do that. You don't go to a family reunion and respect and slap grandma. You know, so don't disrespect the flag. She's like grandma. You might not agree with everything else that's going on, but please, please, please respect the flag. It ain't the flag's fault that things are going the way they are. That makes sense. It ain't in the family. Hey, it ain't grandma's fault. It might be some uncle, some brother, some cousin that's causing all the problems, but it ain't grandma's fault. All right, she raised you better. You just didn't agree. All right, so have a great time. See you next week. Next week, let's see here. Let me go back here. We will continue. Ooh, que la. Did I put it up here? No, no, no. Here we go. All right, so guys, next week we continue with the summer camps. I think it's summer camp number 5. Guys, this is July the 8th through the 10th. It's a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday. Guys, full of pure chess theory, chess ideas. This past week we went over the perk lines, the advanced perk lines, and so guys, it's a time to really build up our openings, build up our middle game skills that we're going to deal with. We talked about sacrifices and all that, and we also listened to some amazing chess music by Yaha. Yeah, and so cool, guys. So remember, this is why we do it, chess. This is why I do chess, because chess makes you smarter. Success is the ultimate goal, guys. Today I'm going to be at the mall for some friendly chess matches, probably around 5 to 7:30. Or if nobody shows up, I might leave early. I don't know. See what happens. But hey, you're interested in chess lessons? Here you go. Here are my rates, and stay. Give me a call. Let's set it up, guys. Let's set it up, because championship chess training. Join us. Join the winning tradition, guys. It all starts with a chess lesson, guys. Does that make sense? You train with me, you're going to increase your rating, you're going to win more matches, you're going to learn the art of thinking, because chess equals success. It's not about chess anymore for me, and it's about how do you become successful. Does that make sense? And so you guys are awesome. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day. Hey, enjoy the fireworks and all that. And, you know, eat a hot dog or whatever it is, your barbecue, lo que sea, and have a good time. All right. So let's see. Hey, Mario, you made it. I'm glad you're here. Have a good one. Thank you for everybody that joined in and take care. There you go. Ándale. So, buenos dias, and have an amazing, amazing day. Bye bye.